In Findlay, Ohio, an intellectually disabled woman named Vera Joe had met a man named Zachary Brooks who also suffered from cognitive disabilities, and shortly after meeting, the two soon got into a relationship. And during the relationship, Vera Joe, who didn't have a stable place to stay, would move in with Zach's family. But after being welcomed in by Zach's mother named Sherry, Vera Joe would quickly find out that Sherry had ulterior motives behind letting her move in, which was having her get pregnant by Zachary, then giving the baby over to her so that she could raise it. And after carrying and giving birth to the baby named Willa Dean, Sherry instructed other family members named Danny, Nicole, and also Zachary to kill Vera Joe, causing them to torture her for days, before eventually stabbing her to death, and causing one of Sherry's children named Shannon Brooks, who was present while this was happening, to expose the gruesome details of what exactly was done to Vera Joe before her murder.
Danny and Nicole made them drink they made her drink that and dog poop off of the floor, and they made her use a toothbrush up her, and they made her brush her teeth with it afterwards. Okay. Just everything. I mean, trying to think. They made her drink dish soap, I think it was, or laundry soap, or I wasn't in the kitchen or anything. They had, I think it's called mace or pepper spray or something, and they sprayed it in her face, and her face was burned and her eye was swollen shut and stuff, and they hit her in the face real hard and made her lips swell up really bad. I was so scared. I've never seen anybody do that to someone before, and I didn't know what to do. I mean, I sat on the couch, thinking somebody else would, pick up the phone and, call the cops or something. And they were just hitting her head on the floor and kicking her and punching her. And they had grabbed something from outside and they were hitting her with that. It looked like a crescent wrench or something. They were hitting her in the back with that and the side and stuff. And Danny would stomp. I mean, he would jump on her head, like he would jump up in the air and then down on her head. And he would kick her, and I was so disgusted by it, but every time I tried to, stand up and do something, Danny would push me out of the way and tell me no. And I mean, it's just, I wanted to stop him. And I mean, it won't get out of my head, it won't leave. And yeah.
After the killing of Vera Joe, everyone except Sherry's husband was charged according to the part they played in her death, with Danny receiving life, as he was the one that ultimately killed her, Nicole receiving 23 years, Zach and Sherry receiving 4, and Shannon receiving 1 month in prison. In Sunrise, Florida, a man named Fidel Lopez had gotten into an argument with his girlfriend named Maria Nemeth in the early morning hours while at their apartment. But this would be no regular disagreement, as the argument would lead Lopez to snap and do some of the most egregious things to his girlfriend, before eventually calling police and turning himself in, and later pretending that he didn't remember what caused him to murder her, before eventually explaining to interrogators what exactly she did that caused him to snap and end her life in one of the most horrific ways imaginable.
You know what happened. You know what was upsetting you.
I have nothing against her. Whatever I did with her.
I think you do.
Maybe things get out of hands.
Okay.
But
when things get out of hands,
things are hurt inside or something.
Things get out of hand because something bothered you. There's something you keep saying that we got to the point, I got upset or something bothered you, and then things got out of hand. What was it? What was it? Man?
That's what I'm trying to figure it out, man.
You don't have to figure out. You know what it was. What was it? What caused you to go?
If I really know that, I'll tell you right now.
I think you do. You do.
I'm not.
You're. Listen. You know yourself. You know who you are. Okay. You know what upsets you.
No.
Okay.
When I was drunk,
but you know when you're drunk, you still know what upsets you and what causes you to go get upset. All right? You've had arguments with her in the past, right? You've had arguments with her in the past. You know what things have sparked and caused you to get upset. This is no different, man. And you need to just tell us why. That's all you need to do. It'll be a big weight lifted off your shoulders, I'm telling you. It really will.
You know, I think part of the reason is you don't want to tell us? Because we're three men sitting here. I think part of you is embarrassed. And I think I have an idea what may have happened. And I think you do too. I know you do. And you just don't want to tell us. Okay?
Well, what do you think?
What do I think? I think you wanted to have a nice night with your girl. And you guys went out drinking. And you came home. And you stopped and bought some more liquor. Some tequila. You came home and you're drinking. And things started moving. And you drank so much, you couldn't get your hard. You couldn't get an erection. You're asking me what I think. I'm telling you what I think. Okay? And then because you couldn't get your hard, okay, an argument, a fight ensued. Because now you don't feel like a man. Now you don't feel like you're worthy. Now you don't feel like you can, no pun intended, rise to the occasion and do what you got to do is please your girl. Okay? And so an argument ensued. Okay? And you got angry.
I never do nothing against her, man.
Okay, you said earlier, you told us that you didn't. That's I think because you couldn't get your hard. That's okay. Okay, and I think you were embarrassed, and I think it pissed you off because she said something. Maybe she didn't mean to offend you, but whatever she said offended you. You're a man, okay? You're Hispanic. You're Cuban. You have pride. Okay, don't sit here and question my manhood. Is what you're saying? Am I right?
That's what you think.
I'm asking, am I right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, okay, so what happened then? So what happened with the argument?
That's not what happened.
No?
To be honest, man, I really don't know what happened. Listen, I was so...
Fidel, come on, don't... Listen, you remember here, and you remember here,
Yeah,
but you conveniently don't remember the most important part. You conveniently don't remember what happened in the closet, what happened in the bathroom. Okay? Or what happened in between the two? She had her guts ripped out in the closet. And you're going to sit here and tell us, come on, you don't remember what the argument was about? Fidel, we both said it. I don't think you're a monster. I don't think you intended to do what you did. Okay? But ultimately you did it.
I did it.
I know that. And I know you know that. To be a man about it, explain why. What set you off? What got you so angry? You were enraged. Why? Just explain why and you won't know. You're a human. Okay? You're a human being. You're flesh and blood, just like he and I. And you snapped and things went bad. Okay? Just explain that. That's all we're asking you to do is explain why. What happened? What started it?
We were like drinking. We get drunk. I don't even know, not even when I open the holes, when I break the window. I don't even remember when I did that. I don't know what was the argument. I know something happened, but I really don't know, man. I mean, like...
Fidel, you ripped her insides out of her through her...
I didn't mean to do that, man.
I understand that, but you did it. What pissed you off to the point where you did that? The kinkiest or craziest thing you've done is a 69.
No, that's what...
Right. And then all of a sudden, she wants you to shove a beer bottle inside of her.
That's what you was telling me, man.
And she wants you to shove your fist in there, your hand in there.
That's what you was telling me.
Fidel, come on. I don't believe that. Okay, I just don't believe that. Because you know what? I'm older than you. He's older than you. Mm-hmm. We're both men. Okay? As are you. These things are gradual. Okay? You take steps. Oh, we do a little bit of this. You maybe try this. Try some of this. I don't like that, so we won't do that anymore. Let's try this. Let's try this. There's no way. Before last night, had you ever put anything else inside of her besides your? No. Your what else? Maybe a couple fingers?
Not even fingers.
So you expect us to believe that from just your to a beer bottle and then your fist? No way. Fidel, listen. Now you're making yourself out to sound, because it just doesn't make sense. And anyone that hears that is going to go, no way. You don't go from a to a beer bottle to your whole fist and up to your elbow. That just doesn't happen.
Without some type of reason.
Exactly. And that happened because you got so angry, okay? And that's what we want you to explain to us. Paint the picture for us of what happened so you look like a human being that just snapped, okay? Instead of some sadistic monster who said, you know what? This bitch, I'm just gonna rip her guts out. I don't think you're that person. Either does he. But you have to explain to us so we can explain to other people. Listen, he didn't mean to do this. He really didn't. They got into an argument, they got into a fight, and you know, with the alcohol, one thing happened, you know, but you have to explain that to us.
The crime scene, they shake if she had something with the tequila caused something to her too.
The tequila? Well,
Yeah.
it caused her to be intoxicated. Absolutely.
Intoxicated and something because she wasn't breathing.
She wasn't breathing. I understand that. She wasn't breathing because she was bleeding. She bled out.
Because of what was ripped out from her insides.
That's why she wasn't breathing.
I don't know, man. Go out of my hands. Out of my hands.
Fidel, listen. A true man to admit, okay, I f***ed up, man. I made a mistake. I had no intentions of killing her. I had no intentions of doing it, but this is what happened. It takes a man to do that. It takes more of a man to admit when he's wrong, and it takes a man to cry. Be that man. Be that person. Because that's who you are.
No, she was telling me she going to Peru. She needed to go to Peru because she was missing her mother, and you know, and I'm not gonna be able to use the car to go to work, and you know, then she just started screaming at me and all that. I get pissed. I start punching the shit. I really don't remember when I punched the shit. You just tell me. I know I got pissed because of that. Then after that, I don't know how we ended up in the cross or whatever. I know we made peace. But when we were doing making love, she told me something that I really don't. She changed my name. She called me the other name of the other guy. And then she said it twice. And she was wrong. She was confusing me with him. I didn't want to kill her. I know I killed her. That's whatever I did with her was the reason. But she was asking me about the bottle. And she was asking me about the hand too. And maybe things go a little bit far because, you know, once she's confusing me with the other one, and she told me to do stuff with her that I've never done before. I think that she might think that's the other stuff that she does with the other one before. Things go out of hands. I know, you know, never meant to kill her.
After the interrogation, it was deemed that Lopez was not mentally insane and therefore was charged with first-degree murder for the gruesome murder of Maria Nesmith and eventually sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. On April 18, 1998 in Donna, Texas, a man named Pablo Vasquez went to a house party with his 15-year-old cousin named Andy Chapa. And during this party, Pablo became intoxicated with cocaine and alcohol and met a 12-year-old boy named David Cardenas. And after the party, David, who had been hanging out with Pablo and Andy the whole night, had decided to leave with them. But after leaving the party, Pablo would claim to start hearing voices in his head telling him to kill David. And unfortunately, he would listen to those voices, and him and his cousin would decide to end David's 12 years of life in one of the most violent ways possible.
I started hearing voices in my head, and I told my cousin that sometime I'd kill him. So I snuck up on him, and I hit him, and he fell down.
What'd you hit him with?
The pipe.
Where'd you get the pipe at?
It was on the floor, like where he was at. And he looked at me at first, but then Andy looked at me too, and like I guess we didn't have my feelings or nothing.
Did Andy try to stop you before you hit him?
No. Well, he didn't say nothing. Like, he just looked at me like he felt something was wrong. And so I hit him. And
Where'd you hit him at?
right here. Somewhere right here.
What was he doing when you hit him behind the head?
He was looking at me. And then he said something, I don't know. And I hit him like 3 or 4 times. And he was right there. And he was still alive.
When you hit him 3 or 4 times, where did you hit him at?
He was still alive. And he told me, you killed him. And I go, no, he's not dead, he's still alive. And I got him. And we took him. And Andy had the shovel. And my cousin had a knife in his pocket.
Your cousin who?
Andy.
Okay.
And I saw him. And I got the knife. And I cut his throat. And then he was still like, talking and stuff. And when I picked him up, I just put him on my shoulder like that, and I carried him, and I threw him on the floor because he was too heavy, and I dragged him from my hand. I picked him up, I dragged him, and he was still saying something, and I picked him up in the air, and the blood was dripping, and it got all over my face. So I don't know, and something just told me, drink, like I took a drink of water in the morning, and
You drunk what?
his blood, and I don't know, and my face was covered with his blood, and I put him down because I felt weird, I don't know, and then my cousin said he's still alive or something like that, and I took him across the road in that area where they found him,
Okay.
and he was saying something, and my cousin got the shovel, and hit him like 5 or 6 times in the face. All I knew was that, yeah, he really
When you hit him on the face, what was the guy saying? What was David saying?
he was saying something, I don't know, like, he was mumbling something.
Any words that you can remember?
He was just saying, like, I don't know if he said help or something, but he was saying something. But I just seen his blood gushing out everywhere. And I panicked, so we took him back there, and we started digging the hole. And the dirt was too hard, so we just dug a little tiny hole, and I put him there, and I was just finding stuff to cover him up with, and we covered him, and I put grass and pieces of wood on him, and by the time I realized, I took off his ring, but I lost it somewhere right there, and his chain was busted. I threw that away too, and the next morning I woke up, I realized that I had done something bad, and I just wanted to get out of it, and I waited all day there, just thinking about what I had done.
What exactly did you tell him?
I had done something bad, that I had hurt some kid really bad.
And who'd you tell this to?
My uncle,
What's your uncle's name?
John.
John?
Yeah.
So you told him Saturday night that you had done something bad?
Yeah. But then
Did you show him the chain?
Yeah, I showed him the chain. I said, look, this is what I took away from, but I threw it away at the same time. That same night I threw it, because I was in the car, I threw it, I touched it. My cousin told me, man, you guys did something to me.
What cousin?
My cousin Jeremy
Jeremy what?
Chapa. He asked me, where's Derek? I go, I don't know, I think he went home. But I was lying to him. And me and my cousin, we knew it, that we had killed him.
What about the sweater? What was he wearing? David.
white shirt, I think. I don't know where it came up.
Who cut off his leg? Just quit.
Nobody did. It's probably an animal that smelled him or something. Cause I don't know if my cousin hit him with the shovel all over, but all I know is that I just never hit him with the pipe and cutting him.
Did you see your cousin do anything to him?
Well, he was just freaking out on him, like, man, we killed him. He was just telling me, like, man, we killed him. Like,
Okay, going back to when you hit him back of the head, did anything
the piece of bone popped out. That's when we went back.
from where?
From the back, somewhere right here. And I saw it on the mattress. I left everything where it was, but I picked that piece of bone up. I remember now, and I put it in my pocket. And the next morning when I woke up, it was there, and my cousin Andy got it and flushed it down the Twitter. And we did. And I'm sorry for killing that little guy, but if I had a chance to go back in time, I would never done it. We were trying to cut off his head. They were trying to cut off his head with the shovel. Kept hitting him and hitting him.
Who was?
Me and Andy, because we were trying just to take her off.
What was your reason for trying to cut off his head?
The devil was telling me to take it away from him.
Who was?
The devil was telling me to take it away from him, to keep it, and it couldn't come off. I was just freaking out because I was hearing that.
And what about Andy? What was he hearing?
I don't know, he was just like, like going with it too, I guess.
Did Andy drink blood?
No, he threw up because he saw me doing it.
Did you go back the next day on Saturday to go see him?
No, I didn't go back.
You never went back after that night?
What about Andy? Did he ever go back?
I don't think so. Like, we didn't feel nothing that time because we were all up. We were both the walls and the rock.
How did you guys pick out the spot?
I just walked to her. I don't know. I just walked in, and man, just put them there. We put them there. We started digging, and I couldn't do it anymore because it was amazing. I was sweating out the blood and like eating her. I was realizing I had done something messed up. And I still kept hearing that weird feeling, just like, I don't know, like one side of my head telling me you did it wrong, you did it wrong. The other side telling me, go ahead, keep doing it. They telling me, kill him again, take his head off, keep doing it. Kill him.
You ran too.
Angie? She said, what you gonna do? I want to see that little boy dead. I guess he's at his house, I don't know, I haven't seen him. And I was lying to her, I knew that we had done something to him.
Did Danny ever give you a reason for you to do this?
Who?
Danny never gave you a reason? David? The little boy you referred to, David?
No, he was just like a little angel, man. I don't know.
He was like a little what?
A little angel.
Is there anything else you want to say about what happened?
I'm sorry for doing all that, man. I shouldn't have. And I need some help.
Was Andy drunk?
We were both drunk. We were buzzing. They were stoned. We were doing. I did some coke that one too.
Do you think you did it because you were drunk?
Yeah. Because I didn't think about it.
After both Pablo and Andy were arrested for their role in the disturbing murder of David, both were charged with murder, but Andy, who was a minor at the time, was sentenced to 35 years in prison for his role, while Pablo, who was 20 at the time, was sentenced to death and was executed by lethal injection on April 6, 2016.